Amazing and inspiring. Yeah, the Fort Dupont Cannons, by the way, founded back in 1978. It is the oldest minority hockey club in North America. And we have the man of the hour himself with us right now. Neal, congratulations on being announced as a new inductee for the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. What was your reaction to the news?
Well, I was totally surprised, and I was amazed at the fact that I was thought of to get an award such as this, and also elated that so many people thought so much of what I have done for kids, and to see what the kids have done and listen to what they say about what I have helped them with.
Neal, being a father, I'm a big believer in keeping kids busy and active. I've got a couple boys and a daughter, but how did you get started in this over 40 years ago? Take us back to when it was first just getting off the ground.
Well, I started with my son, and I also had him skiing when he was 5 or 6 years old. And when it got cold here in Maryland, and it snowed, I would pat the snow down in the driveway, and I would get all of his friends in the driveway, and we would play stick hockey, and the wife would make us hot chocolate, and we would stay out till 8 or 9 o'clock at night playing hockey with the light from the driveway. And my son come up with the idea, why don't I start a hockey club? So he kept bothering me about it. So I said, I'll go over to the rink and see if I can rent some time, which I did. And we got the kids on the ice, and we were playing. And I happened to see this kid looking at us through the glass. And I went over to him and I asked him, I said, you want to play hockey? He says, I can't skate. I said, well, I'll teach you to skate. He says, well, yeah, I want to play. So I said, well, go home and get your mom and dad and have them come over so I can talk to them. And he says, I don't have a dad. I said, well, tell your mom to come over. So she came over, and the first thing she said was, I don't have any money. And I said, I didn't ask you for any. All I want to know is, will you let your son play hockey? So she says, I don't know how I can support him in that. I said, you let me worry about that. I just want him to come out on the ice so I can teach him to skate and play hockey. So she said, yeah, if it's okay, then I'll let him come out and be with you. So I said, fine, and I introduced him to the other guys, and they all came around him and gave him a hug and welcomed him onto the ice, and there it started. So at the end of the session, everybody was telling him, you're going to come back, you're going to come back. And he said he didn't know he'd have to ask his mother again. So he asked me, he says, when will you be back? I says, oh, I'll be back next week. I'll pay for the ice for 3 nights, I said, so I'll be back next week and the week after. So he says, okay. He says, I'll see you next week. So I told him, fine. So when we came back the next night, there were 2 other boys there. He says, these are my cousins. Can they play? So I told him, I said, well, you got to go get your parents and let me talk to them. And it was the same story, that they didn't have any money. So I told them that the ice was paid for, and I can get them skates and teach them to skate.
Wow.
And they would be okay with me. So one of them said, well, I don't like him to come home at night by himself. I said, he won't, I'll drive him home. So I ended up driving him home, and I saw conditions that were not favorable and everything. But I still took him home, and I made sure he got in the house, and I saw his mother, and she thanked me very much for that. And my program continued to grow just from the word of mouth from kids in the neighborhood. And it continued to grow up until now. And I've had a young man to come all the way from Philadelphia that he read about me in the newspaper. And his father was a truck driver. And he told his father that he wanted me to teach him to play hockey.
That's incredible, Neal.
His father met me, and he said, I can bring him on the night since I'm a truck driver, and I can pick him up. So I said, well, if that's what you want to do, I said, I'll be more than happy to have him. But just to cut the story short, when he graduated out of my program, he played for the Air Force Academy.
Wow.
And now all the viewers know, Neal, why you're being recognized by U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
And very well
everything.
deserved. Just
Yes.
listening, you very eloquently described the beginnings. Thank you for that. That was incredible.
Neal, I'm curious where your love for hockey began yourself. You talked about the beginning of this great and amazing program, but why do you love hockey so much? Where did you start learning about hockey, playing hockey, and who were some of your favorite players growing up?
Well, I learned to play hockey in the St. Catharines in Canada because my father was in the Merchant Marines during the Second World War. And I had the opportunity that a lot of kids didn't have, and that was the fact that I was sent to many places to meet people and to play hockey because the port of call was in St. Catharines for my dad. So I learned to play and do what the kids in the neighborhood did. So I fell in love with hockey. But it never stopped me, nor did it derail me from finding other places to play hockey. I played hockey in New York when my aunt lived in New York. I spent a Christmas in New York, and I was there with the guys that played hockey there. And my aunt that taught school in Washington, D.C., she happened to live around the corner from the ice rink, which in those days was called Uline Arena. And I was a kid that went up and started looking through the chicken wire that was on the fence that we used to watch hockey through. And I became a rink rat there and go to school in Washington, D.C. I didn't want to leave because the ice rink was so close. So I grew up in Washington, D.C., New York, and in St. Croix. So I had that opportunity to always come back and play hockey in Washington.
And so you must be a Capitals fan then, I'm guessing, from your time growing up and spending so much time in D.C. I understand that when they won the Cup, you got to share in the celebrations with Alex Ovechkin. Can you tell me about that?
All of that was an amazing time. I really enjoyed being around Mr. Leonsis and Ovechkin. I used to go out and watch the practice with them, and the Washington Capitals have been very receptive to our organization, and I appreciate what the Capitals have done to help us continue to have an organization like I have. And I been very, very successful in having the kids be involved with the Washington Capitals, and the kids are in love with the fact that they can go up and shake a multi-million-dollar hockey player's hand and be on the ice with him and pass the puck to him and enjoy the Capitals who come out to see us at the rink. So they're in eighth heaven when they're out with the Washington Capitals. I just stand on the sideline and just smile at the fact that these kids have such an opportunity that I know a lot of other kids don't get. Mm. They are very, very receptive and appreciative of having that opportunity.
Well, it really is amazing, everything that you've done, and we thank you certainly for all your efforts, doing great work in the D.C. area there, and deservedly a new inductee of the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame, Neal Henderson. I can only imagine what that will mean to you, your family, and all of the kids whose lives you've touched. So congratulations, and we will talk to you soon, I hope.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope to continue for a very long time.